folks, welcome back to Timberborn and a new Update 7 series. We are on Forsaken Cove, which was the winner of the large section of the map contest. We are playing with the folktails because I really like the idea of the zip lines, and I think this map is going to be perfect for that. Playing on hard mode, I have made a couple of small changes to the map. If the map creator is watching, I hope you don't mind the small changes that I've made. The description of the map said that the map was made for visual effect, and the map does look stunning. But with the changes to Update 7, with the zip lines and things all requiring access to a reasonable amount of metal, and this map metal access is quite limited early on, so ignore the underground ruin that's there. There's this small pocket here. There's a little bit on the shipwreck that's part of the map. And then the rest of it is over on the far side of the map from where we start. Yes, there's a volcano. Very cool. I think this is the only bad water source which is actually buried under the volcano. So that's going to be a challenge. With the folktails, the only thing we can do is... we've got the rig and the dome, so we might we'd have to uncover it, and then we could put a bad water rig over it, but that's a long way off. But yeah, most of the metal on this map is way over here, so I don't know if there was another ruin, and then I'll talk about the changes that I made to allow us earlier metal access. I don't think there was. I think there was the one here, pockets of metal around the volcano, and I think that's to sort of suit the theme that it's an island. So what I've done is I've put in a set of ruins over here so that we can get access relatively soon, and I put in an underground ruin here. Obviously, it's in water, so we're going to have to work to gain access to it. It's not going to be super easy. We're going to have to block around it, probably levee around it. And although we've got access to some oak trees early on, we're going to have to work to maintain access to them and get a forester going pretty quick. And bad tides are going to be a problem for a while, but this is a beautiful map. If I go into dev mode and turn off the fog and get free mode on the camera, you can see this is a really cool map. So essentially it's a bay. We're in this corner here. We've got a sunken pirate ship. The main water source is in here, and I think it's about 13 strength, might be more. It's a pretty strong water source in here. It comes out over these falls, floods around here. We've got this kind of terrain feature here which has a water source in it. It's a beautiful map. And then this side we've got this volcano, and then all the way around the edge we've got this kind of lip which is just retaining a bit of an ocean. So I think this map's going to be really cool for, let's just get the camera back. I think this map's going to be really cool for the folktails with the zip lines, with this kind of open construction. I've been debating which faction to play for several reasons. One, JC's obviously doing a series with the folktails. I didn't want to be seen to be copying him, but the zip lines are one of my favorite features. So yeah, we're going to make a start. Obviously the early game is going to be very similar, so my kind of plan is to get going and then probably time-lapse a bunch of this so that we can work to the interesting stuff more quickly. He says as he just rabbits on endlessly. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll get some stuff set up. terms of early damming and farming, obviously we can't dam the bay, and we don't want to with a bad tide coming. This is going to get polluted. Everything's going to get polluted by bad tides. Bad tides are going to wreck us. For a drought early on, probably damming across here might be sensible. But we need to get lumberjacks working. Let's just run. Probably want to stagger the path back a bit, actually. So we've got space for more water pumps. So I plan to learn from my experience of playing on kind of much harder settings to stockpile lots of resources so that we can really expand the basics of the colony. And that's why I'm going to time-lapse a lot of this. So I want to establish a good basic stable colony and then try and at that point burst technology. So let's get things running. We can up the number of builders temporarily. We'll gather a flag in to get these berries picked up as well. We want to get a farmhouse in somewhere, not really sure where. And then we just want to spam in a bunch of carrots to get some food growing. And it's quite interesting that the area we have access to, possibly we want to take these out. And maybe actually we look at putting a dam across here, because that would keep this big area hydrated. It's going to screw us even worse in a bad tide, but yeah. For the sake of a couple of dam blocks, we could be in quite a good situation then. So I'm going to go a little bit slowly initially to get ourselves situated. So priority is going to be building water pumps. Obviously with the folktails we need housing for them to breed. If you've been watching the Ember Pearl series, we're not stopping that. I'm going to be alternating it. I'll probably do a couple of episodes on this to get some momentum, and then we'll be switching between the two. Don't worry, I'm not going to be abandoning that, having huge amounts of fun on that. That will stay on update 6 until the mods that I need for that are in update 7. I am running the goods statistics mod that has been ported already. There are a few on mod.io that are on it in update 7 already, so that's really cool. And actually we are doing pretty well. Having 4 builders and access to oak trees is giving us a really good early start. So let's get some carrots queued up. We are going to need to reduce the number of builders straight off the bat, and probably the number of log cutting people. I know, good technical description that. And we will just spam in as many carrots as we can. So yeah, playing on hard mode. Because generally that's the mode that I like to play on, and it's more fun, let's say that. And I don't think it will limit us exploring the challenge of I'm going to pause the berry picker for a bit as well, and we'll go down to 1 builder because we're not building anything. We're going to start throwing in some water storages. probably what we'll do is we will actually... No, let's cancel the demolition of that one because we need that to get across to there. We'll get all these carrots planted. Going to, before they plant those, run the path through there. We are going to want access to these trees as well. Spare beaver, so we'll put you in there, get you cutting trees down. Actually, we've got more trees than we can use at the moment. You're full, so let's throw those in the builder's hut. Get the building done quicker. And where do I want to put housing? It's a bit of a weird shape area to start with. Maybe we come out here. 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. It's not a bad start. So we've probably got, I mean, not that many days. I really can't remember. Basically, I just want to grow as many crops as I can. We can push back planting around this way once we get into the drought situation. But first I want to make sure we've got plenty of storage built. There we go. And the first drought won't be that long. But having access to oak trees is really good for the start. It's really good for the start. So what I think I'm going to do now, actually, is maybe we'll get to the first drought and then we'll time lapse through some stuff. I want to actually prioritize getting this done. So we're also going to mark this one for demolition, and we probably need to get a path through here, and we probably can't. So let's collectively also demolish that. Maybe that's why they're not demolishing the things that I told them to. Probably they can't get to them yet. So let's continue that. Is that all the carrots planted? It is, so we can pause that. We can get a few more of those going. We'll get another builder in. I'm going to run the game on slow for the moment, just while I get myself organised. And then, yeah, we'll have a path there. We'll run a path up to there. We can then set that one to be demolished as well. I'll make all of those a high priority job. Go back to double speed. I'll go to an 18-hour workday. Still got 3 houses are nearly built as well. Awesome stuff. Right, so then we'll demolish that, and we'll demolish that. And then we're going to come in here. And with 2 dams. And yes. I use warehouse cheese. It's fine. We set that to empty. And something we don't have, and that should stop any notification issues. We make those all a priority. We've got and spare beaver, so you can go to work in there. And then I want to build a medium warehouse. I know it's not optimal that it's so far away from where the farm is. It is good for... nothing's optimal at the moment. Nothing is optimal at the moment. Kind of is what it is. I'll leave space for at least 2 more houses. We're going to have a very stretched out colony for now, but we're going to put that in for carrots. You can see the good statistic mod is working now. It's telling us it's going to take 3 days to fill up our water supply. Very cool. That's okay. So then we're going to want to put in an inventor. And I don't really want to put it there because that's going to be using up farmable land. So this land is all going to dry. Nope, that's where a house is going to go. There, yep. So we'll get the dam finished. What's it whinging about? Building is being emptied and does not accept new goods. Okay, that's fine. At least it's not flashing. And we won't see it most of the time because this dam is going to be well out of our view, but this dam's off a pretty huge area. Now we might actually be wise to rip out those. That needs 4 more logs. We've got plenty of logs. And we do have access to, well, we can get access to the oak trees down here. So we've got some berries left. The carrots have got 4 days left to go. We've not got the drought alert yet, but 4 more logs. So it's going to be very hard to make this bad tide proof because it's being fed from above with this very cool little system here. But at least in a drought now, we've got this big area sorted. So that's pretty cool. Going to prioritize getting these ripped out. You can be paused. We've got 2 spare beavers, so gonna want them farming pretty soon, but let's prioritize building the inventor. Let's put another one in because then any spare beavers we've got can go into that, and we really need to get science soon. We also really need access to more trees soon. So, yep, that's how we bridge across there. Love it or hate it, that's how we do it. So, yeah, we've got science coming in now. We've got storage for the carrot. Water is full. I think we'll build 1 more house. You will be set to empty and explosives again. You will be the same. I will replace these once we get access to the technology. And we will build some more water barrels. For well-being, very nice. They're at 9%, so they could be ready in the morning. So the next thing we want to get is a forester sorted. Crops. I think I'm going to throw in some potatoes in this corner. Yep. So let's mark all of these to be cut. You can all be paused. We'll just keep the one pumping, he says, as the water suddenly drops massively. Actually, we've got 2 spare beavers. We'll throw one more back in there. Yeah, we really need to get to the science. Now, carrots are coming up, and we're not going to be planting if... What we'll do, we'll deprioritize one of those. We'll pause one of those. That gives us all of those that we need. Yep. We don't really need 4 builders either at this point. So that means we can have both of those pumping. Yep. Looks good. Looks good. So at the moment, our main option is to have a very long colony. I think probably we want to change that to be levees, because we could quite easily make this be an irrigation pond once we unlock levees. And maybe we situate our forester around here. I'm trying to think about where to put industry, because we do need to start making logs. Thanks. Even. We don't have a lot of space at the start. Unless we come across here. Maybe we do that. Because my thought is that we just rely on the hamster wheel initially. Just to get us going. So we'll get that built as well. That'll be quite important. We need a storage for the potatoes. They both full. Okay. Towards you both. Let's prioritize building those. We just use them as log stores. Carrots coming in. We'll get a couple more builders going. We've got a decent amount of water stored, but you can always do with more water storage. Apart from that, it's going to use logs, but we've got some oak trees that will mature at some point, so even if we end up waiting for them to get the logs that we need, I'm not too worried. I do the same thing. Again, we will replace these. Just getting us access to the space that we have. 40 logs. Wow. Okay. but needs must and all that. Needs must. So, yeah. I think we'll see how long the first drought's going to be. And we've got our 70 science. So we are able to unlock the forester. It's only 60 science. I always think it's 70. I don't know why. Excellent. Yeah, so I'm thinking we put it here. My reasoning being that if we can get to levees, I mean, actually, we could use dams. That we dam off this bit and we put a water dump in here. It does rely on the depth of this being lower than dam height, so maybe we use levees. So it's 6-day drought. I'm kind of curious to see how this behaves. Over time. It's quite a big area, so I'm guessing it will flow off and dry out. You can see all of this is drying out quite quickly. So this stays hydrated. That's interesting. I'm guessing some of this will as well. So I guess in long droughts, we might be able to do what I call drought farming and come down in here and farm. So we can start making our planks now. We are a few beavers short, but that should be okay. So we'll put in the extra house, but that's got to be our priority. We've got a nice supply of carrots. The potatoes are growing. We will then have to make the grill. Yeah. How deep are these? 1. Okay. Yeah, it's quite interesting that we're part of a day and we're still able to pump. But it looks like this should stay hydrated for a reasonable amount of time. And I really don't think us pumping out of this is having a significant effect. It's just the rate that it drains at. And obviously we could change that by eventually getting over there and damming it up. So we have no logs currently, so let's pause those guys, unpause you. Let's prioritize harvesting, get the ones that we can. These can cut some trees down. You might as well be paused while we collect some logs up. We'll pause you. We'll get the logs and then we'll use some logs to make some planks. You may as well be paused. Let's pause building those. We really need to get this forester in. And then we need the research to get levees and the water dump. Because that is, if you think about it, that is a 3x, but more than a 3x3. We could turn it into a 3x3 with some levees pretty much. So kind of perfect irrigation space. So yeah. But these, yeah, they are harvest ready. So okay, that classic point where you're locked by lack of logs. One there we can get, so we might as well. But we've got solid food supply, solid water supply. Science is coming in. So it's 120, isn't it, for the levies? Yeah. And I think this will be good because, yes, some of the trees will be affected by bad tide. But if we can get some, so what we'll do is we'll plant oak trees towards the back and then pine trees and then birch trees towards the front. Now we've got our first potatoes coming in. We won't build the grill yet. Oh, awesome. Right, that's in. So let's stop that. Let's pause for a second. And as I said, what we'll do is we'll do oak trees towards the back. I think just like that. Then do a couple of layers of pine trees. And then we'll do birch trees. I'm hoping I can't get around the back there. I bet if I put in that, there we go. I bet if I build that, you'll be able to, because you'll be able to get around there. We're going to prioritize planting the birch trees. We can unpause those now. We can unpause those now. Unpause you. You can be paused. We've got enough science to build the levees now. We've just not got enough logs. We need 24 logs, so... And then to build the fluid dump is logs and planks, so we can get to that as well. Now I think the plan would be actually maybe to put that, bring those forwards. Not sure where to put that yet. So our water supply will last us 7 more days, which is awesome. We could obviously pump water out of there, but I don't really want to. And we'll change that to be replanting. We didn't save those crops, so... And there'll be games we can play with blocking off little bits of this to catch water as well. We're getting up here. In time. Maybe getting up here and trying to protect this from bad tide. I don't know yet. The first bad tide, I think we're just going to have to deal with it. So that's the first drought over. I think at this point, I'm going to jump into a bit of a time lapse. So because really it's a case of just progressing through things, growing the colony a bit, getting wood supply established. So yeah, I don't normally do this in videos, but because the interesting thing is the new tech, I think that's the best way to rapidly progress this series to something a bit more interesting. So I will be back with you in probably a couple of cycles. If you don't want to watch the time lapse, that's just fine. I understand. You aren't going to miss anything.
Time began to blur like a startling sign that fate had finally found me, and your voice was all I heard, that I get what I deserve. So give me reason to prove me wrong, to wash this memory clean. Let the thoughts cross the distance in your eyes. Give me reason to fill this hole, connect the space between. Let it be enough to reach the truth that lies across this new divide. There was nothing in sight but memories left abandoned. There was nowhere to hide, the ashes fell like snow, and the ground caved in between where we were standing, and your voice was all I heard, that I get what I deserve. So give me reason to prove me wrong, to wash this memory clean. Let the thoughts cross the distance in your eyes across this new divide. In every loss, in every lie, in every truth that you deny, and each regret and each goodbye was a mistake too great to hide, and your voice was all I heard, that I get what I deserve. So give me reason to prove me wrong, to wash this memory clean. Let the floods cross the distance in your eyes. Give me reason to fill this hole, connect the space between. Let it be enough to reach the truth that lies across this new divide. Across this new divide. Across this new divide.
So that was a time lapse of cycle 2. We are in cycle 3, and we have a little bit of a challenge. We finished with 0 water on that cycle, and we already have the alert for the next drought. So panic building a pump. I put this in hoping that the water level would naturally fill this. It doesn't seem to be yet. I'm hoping it will, so that it will keep things irrigated. And I'm trying to do the same down here. We'll see if it works or not. But we have a challenge. We will see if we can rise to that challenge. We've got our irrigation in here for the trees. So we have a tree farm going. We have access up to this area now, which is cool. And make that a low priority task just to get rid of those. But we are facing some challenges. Because basically it's going to take us 7 days to refill our water supply. And we don't have 7 days. So we'll play through cycle 3 as well in this video. And then I think we will call it a day, because it will have been quite a long video. I have a backup plan in that we can basically come out here and put water pumps into this area. So I think we'll be fine. But it was a bit of a wake-up call when I realised that we had no water at the end of that drought. I'll probably pause that for now. But yeah, the tree farm is producing, which is good. We can get access now to this as well because we have ladders. I'm not routinely producing planks because it doesn't seem sensible. This is the last cycle that's definitely a drought, so that's a problem. The next one could be a bad side, so we probably want to be unlocking the medium tanks, which means we need to be getting some gears as well. We might look at that through the drought, actually. We might have a look at that through the drought, but we have 200 water saved up. So we have recovered a little bit. We have 18 beavers, so they're going to be using 36 water a day. 36 times 7. Where's my calculator? 1 moment, please. So it's going to use 252. So we don't have enough. We have enough storage, so if we can just keep pumping. But we are going to want... I didn't get this done either. I still need to block all of these off. So that's a project for another cycle. And this didn't get filled up either. So, and I probably don't want to be dumping water in there. So, yeah. And I'm not sure where we're going to put large water barrels. I want to cut down that tree. Because I want to put in the grill because we've got lots of potatoes. We have more than enough science for the gear workshop. So we'll put that there. We are going to be very short of power. So we will put another... did I put that the wrong way? I did not. We'll put another hamster wheel along the back. Won't be perfect, but it will do something. So we'll get those built. we're going to need to do something better than this. We could look at building windmills. Could look at building some windmills after this. Maybe we should look at moving the industry up here. Other thing we need to think about is how we protect this from bad tide. And that was my mobile phone. Which I'm not sure about. And thankfully we're still pumping water in the drought. But yeah, it would be good if we... What are we building? We're probably building these. These are a low priority. Let's get the gears sorted. If we really needed to, during the droughts, at least we could come out here and pump water, because this is a big volume of water, so it shouldn't evaporate quickly. We do need planks for that, so we'll get that going. Yeah, we really need to sort out a more robust industry. I think once those trees are cleared, we will get rid of these berry bushes. Yeah, we've already got the log store here, so it kind of makes sense. We will start setting up a new industrial area here. Because really, long term, we're looking at wind power with hard mode on here. And because we've got a little bit of height, not really. Yeah, we're really looking at wind power. The droughts and the bad tides are so long that we can't really rely on water wheels. So yeah, we'll use this to get some stuff going on. Because we need to get through the drought. So that's those done. We ended up with 300 water stored, which is really nice. I've got a spare beaver, so we'll get you going in there. We'll make sure that's a high priority job, so when we unpause it, they do come do it. Yeah. Oh, that tree's gone. So we can now put in our grill for grilled potatoes, because we have a decent amount stored, and that will scale up 4-to-1, so it's like 400 food there, which is pretty nice. And I say, if we really need it, there is a lot of water here that we can pump. So obviously not during a bad tide. But with 4 days left, we've got a decent water supply. So I am less concerned. Kind of. I do that, we block off water to our pumps. If I do that, and then that. We don't have simple triggers yet, so we're going to have to do it all manually. And then we could remove those. What I'm thinking is if we have those in place, when we close it, we might save some of this from contamination from bad tide, apart from this bit. So equally, we'll have a look at where the waterfall's here, and I might put a block across here. Just to try and protect some of the food growth. So you're going to be a priority. We are 4 workers short. Let's pull a couple out of there. We'll pause one of the lumberjacks. So we need more houses, okay? You can be paused for now until that's done. So I think for housing, I want to unlock the platforms. Yeah, I'm going to build them out over the water. Not very resource efficient though, is it? Might be more efficient to just go staircase. When we get to there with a path, we can. Not very efficient, but and just throw some housing back here. But I think we want at least some more beavers. But before they work on that monster building project, let's get that going. Let's make sure that that's a higher priority. So that gets all the planks. Yeah. Not too worried about losing the odd tree down here. But we've made it through the drought. Obviously, because we've got water being pumped continuously. It's not enough to not be negative on water supply, but we are at least positive on water supply. Yeah. Yep. And so this is not the bottom of the map. So we can deepen around here if we want to, long term. So we've got grilled potatoes now. The grill is not quite full. Once it's full, we'll pause it. That needs some more plank still. That needs more plank still. So once we've got that, plant our missing trees. I know I probably don't need to have this path come all the way through, so we got through the drought just fine. So what I want to do is watch where this water comes in. To create the ability to separate it. Let's then pause. So if we were pause, also one, I need to connect the gear workshop up, and then I need to have the power on So if I were to come across, if I were to put levees in there, and then if I, actually, do I want to come back a bit further? Now, I'm not saying this is a complete bad tide defense, but what I'm thinking is it might help. In that it will keep some clean water this side, and it will stop it all being completely contaminated in the same way as we're doing here. Now, there's no guarantee we will get it all built in time, but, you know, particularly as we are short of resources in the term of beavers. So I'm going to pause all of the science, which is not my favorite thing to do. Pause you. Unpause this one. Mark that. Oak tree for cutting. These have been sat waiting to be cut for a really long time. Oh, we've got some broken teeth. Well-being, broken teeth. We'll put that there. Unconnected building is the house. That should be finished any moment. Yep. I'll pause this soon. And unpause all our other water pumps. The planks and gears are going. Yep, let's pause you now. And unpause all of those. And we're suddenly 3 beavers short. So, I'm going to pause the grill. 2 beavers short. No, we can't really afford to go down to pause that. Yeah, we'll just have to run that inefficiently. 1 beaver short. We haven't got lots of logs, have we? No. 1 builder. Yep. And what we're going to start doing is not the best use of arable land, but 20 gears. It's going to take us a while to make 20 gears, but the first bad tide, assuming it hits, would be quite short. Good. We are also going to throw in those guys. It's a high priority build. Yep. I think might be worth us deleting those as well. We can get that built. And that obviously need planks, which we're getting planks slowly, and gears. We could do with a campfire, I know. Maybe we could put one there. We need more beavers, but I'm a little bit worried about the water supply, particularly with the potential of an impending bad tide. So, yeah. Hence, not increasing the population anymore. You can be paused for now. It gives us a spare beaver. Let's get you building so that we can build stuff. Yeah, get the water tank built. Water is up pretty high actually, and we've got a pretty decent amount of water storage. So yeah, that's nearly built actually. So we'll get that built. Then going to get that one built. I almost thought we were going to get a bad side notification then. Pause you. Another build going. So we'll have that and that as medium priority tasks. I think that's the only things we've got being built, but we will do 18-hour work days, please. No, it's not. Well, they are marked to be cutting. They just haven't got to them yet. That's okay. Early game, remember, we can't do everything at once. And we have our first bad tide approaching, so, yep. I think we will not focus on making gears. We will focus on planks and building. 400. The first bad tide's gonna be quite short. If we need to, I might pull one of the beavers out of pumping. And I'm going to. I'm gonna get them cutting logs. Just to maintain log supply. I don't think we're going to get this built in time. Oh, we've got a natural slope there. That means we don't need that. I'm sure some of you are frantically typing that in the comments. If you were, you can delete your comment. So that saved us some planks. But I don't think we're going to get this finished in time, but you know, do what we can do. We'll do what we can do. This will let us protect some of the crops. I guess we're going to have to delete that natural slope. Stop them going down there, aren't we? Maybe, I don't know. Technically, that's done its job. We don't need that one. Yeah, technically we don't need that one. So that's saved us a bunch of resources. Particularly planks. So 0.8 days. 24-hour workday. There's no way they can build all of that at all. So I think what actually we need to do is tell them to demolish that. as a high priority. And some of you are going to get stuck. Yep. Oh, this is bad. 24-hour workday. All of my builder beavers stuck. Oh, this is not good. 2 of you were so dumb. Actually, it's my fault. Come on, build this super quick before they get ill. Come on, you're not stranded anymore. Yes. So, let's pause. Let's pause. Let's delete that staircase. Let's close this. Oh, no. Can you tell I'm flustered? Pause that. Let them delete that again. Right. They can't get down in there. Let's delete that so they can't get down in there. What we could do is we could unlock the platform. No, we can't because we don't have enough science. Okay. What we could do is we could use warehouse cheese. To allow us to construct that. And it's actually a 9-day bad tide. Now there is an argument that the bad water will flow that way. And so this will stay somewhat clean. So we could build this. And they should be okay to build that. So this will stay clean because this is closed and this is closed. So I think we might be okay, but I'm going to end things there and we will see how it ends up next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Update 7 is quite exciting. Obviously, we are not there yet. But we've progressed to cycle 4. We should be okay to get through 9 days with 500 water and 20 beavers. That's what, 40 water a day. So yeah, we should be good. We might even be able to put a water dump in this area to keep some of these crops hydrated and growing. We've got 300 food plus the potential for another 400, so we should be good for food to get through as well, even if all the crops die. And we've got some sort of intermediate bad tide protection. This map's going to be hard for bad tides. If you've got thoughts on dealing with that, let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Apologies, you are not going to get early access to this video because I want to get this edited and uploaded as soon as possible. So I will see you all next time.